Hi, everyone. This is Margaret Manning with 60 and Me. This is the place where women over 60 come to be inspired. My guest today is Bonnie Moore. Bonnie is a retired management consultant, but she is also the founder of Golden Girls Network. It's a new way of living after 60, and I'm so excited to have you here, Bonnie.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I'm really excited to talk to you because we have got so many questions. As you know, we have a community of about 50,000 women now over 60. Mm-hmm. And, it's a group that are they're living different lifestyles, living alone, living in groups. So tell me a bit, first of all, tell me a bit about you. What's your background and how did you come to start Golden Girls?
My work background is I'm an attorney and an accountant, and I worked primarily in the financial end of things. And then I went to law school and graduated when I was 50 and ended up with this job as a management consultant. And I retired last year, a little over a year ago, so that I could run Golden Girls Network. I was trying to get it started, and I just didn't have time. So I'm now retired doing this.
So now you're retired and you're working 10 times as hard.
Of course. But it's more fun.
And you're doing obviously something that you're very passionate about. Yes. So anyway, Golden Girls. I mean, I think any woman over 60 knows about, the TV show Golden Girls and that their adventures in life after 60. Tell me what inspired you to use that same concept, that same model.
Well, about 8 years ago, I was married and my husband and I bought this nice old house that we were going to remodel, and we got about halfway through it. And as they say, remodeling causes divorce. And suddenly I was alone in a 5-bedroom house, and I had just made it into my dream home and I didn't want to lose it. And then the recession came along. And so I had to decide what to do, and I decided to look for roommates. So then I had to decide what kind of people I was going to look for. And I ended up wanting to live with women my own age. And that's what I started looking for. And it evolved into this idea. After a couple of years, we were sitting around one time and someone said, we started talking about how there were so many other women like us, single women over the age of 50, 55, who were having a difficult time affording a place to live. Yeah. And so we said, well, we really ought to go into business helping people do this. And that's how we got started. So we came up with the name Golden Girls Network. I ran to the computer, bought the domain name, and I'm in business.
Good girl. No, I think that what you've said is so true, because in our conversations with our community, a lot of women are going through divorces themselves, or it seems to be happening a lot in the 60 plus community. And they're looking for, all different things, friendship, financial security, kind of emotional security. But what would you say is the main driver? What was really motivating women to be interested, in your opinion, in this lifestyle?
I think women need to be around other women. Women are more social than men. And there's two drivers. There's the need for companionship, and there's the financial need, because by and large, women don't have the same kind of income. They don't have the same kind of retirement money that men have.
Right. So financial and emotional. But I think that the financial thing is obviously a huge part of this, because a lot of women are living on pensions. And I think I read even perhaps in your book where you talk about, great book, by the way.
Thank you.
It's very helpful, about the fact that 1/3 of women, or maybe people in the boomer years, will not have a spouse to be with when they retire.
Yes.
So that kind of financial hit is big.
And the average Social Security check is about $1,200 a month, and many women get less than that. And they're trying to live on that amount of money with housing costs as high as they are. And so it becomes a very practical thing to combine forces and share expenses.
Right. Okay. So you've come up with this great idea. You've met with a few friends and it's like, yes, let's do it. And you built a website, and it's goldengirlsnetwork.com. Yes, goldengirlsnetwork.com. And tell us how this process works, how the website, it brings people together and matches them.
It works like Match.com, basically.
Okay.
So you have one person who registers as a homeowner and one person who registers as a roommate. And so the homeowners can search all the roommates can search all the homeowners. And it's nationwide, so that if somebody is living here in Maryland and they have a child in California and they want to move there, they could search California, that type of thing.
Okay.
So you search, and if you find someone that you think might work, you send them a message, and the person messages back, and you can chat, and if you think it's good, you get together for an interview and move on.
Okay. So, do you have like a capability to talk together like on Skype, or is that done? Do you kind of leave Golden Girls Network, infrastructure and go to just private conversation, or?
You go to a private conversation.
Okay.
Yes.
So I would just pick up the phone, or I would Skype you and talk.
Well, so that the first communications are confidential. If you decide you want to talk to somebody, you reveal your information.
Right. So no, the reason I asked that was in terms of security. A lot of people are concerned about security. So, do you have people go through some kind of a check, not a credit check, but some kind of a verification process, or?
We are setting up a background check as a choice. It's not going to be mandatory, but we have a contract and we're working on that right now. It will become part of the website.
Okay. So what are the other features on the website how does the profiling work? I mean, what kind of questions do you ask people? How do I know who's going to match me?
Well, there are some basic questions like smoking and pets and things like that. There's also a place where you can describe who you are. So you can, I'm interested in the arts. I love doing this. This is my hobby, that type of thing.
So in a kind of a free text format. Mm-hmm. So, okay. And how's it going?
Well, we have almost 1,000 people now. It's picked up a lot in the last couple of months.
That's great.
We actually, for all of your members, we have a marketing special right now where memberships are free.
Okay, that's great. Now, just to clarify, it's in the United States right now only, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Because our community is global, but I would say about 60% are in Canada, US. So I think that they would be definitely interested in what you're offering. So go ahead.
We've had inquiries from other countries. People are very interested in this concept. Mm-hmm. Once we can get the United States going, I expect that we'll be able to expand to other countries.
And what has the feedback been so far, Bonnie? What kind of success have you had? What kind of comments? What can you share any of the experience of people?
Many people have said to me that this is something that they have wanted to do for a very long time. Everybody loves the idea of living like a golden girl, and nobody knew how to put it in place. And so people are very excited about the idea that this is a specialized, you have to be over 40 years old to join.
Right.
And everybody who joins is interested in essentially the same thing. You're not finding people who are wanting to just be a rooming house, for instance.
Right. We're actually going to talk about some of the detail of the criteria, the qualities of a person in another video, but I wanted in this one to really just introduce the basic concept, because I think that you're really quite unique, and congratulations on getting it started. I think it's fabulous. Yeah.
Thank you.
And so what I'd like to do is actually just ask you a question about how you're coping with this, because as I read your book, Bonnie, I was thinking to myself, this woman has got to have a degree in psychology or a social work degree or something, because your book, which I will hold up because it's probably going to be backwards, isn't it?
That's fine.
It's called How to Start a Golden Girls Home. And when I was reading it, it's like you've really thought of everything. You really have thought of all the things that, you went, maybe not.
Well, some of that stuff comes from bad experience. I actually, I've had roommates for 8 years now.
Yeah.
And so we just got Golden Girls launched a year ago. So a lot of my experiences have gone into the book.
Yes, that's great.
One of the things that I learned is that you have to have written house agreements. And every time we had a problem, I would try to figure out what the answer is and go write it in the book.
Yeah. Well, that's where your legal background comes in. Uh-huh. You have a questioning mind.
Yes. So, but it's really common sense and personal experience.
Okay. Well, I think you're doing a fabulous thing. And I think that, the trend is now that women in their 60s need, as you said, need a financial solution. They need emotional solution. And there's a big challenge with loneliness and social isolation. And, this is a really wonderful, opportunity. So I'll encourage the community to check out your site and also to look at the offer that you've got. Is it free for a certain period of time or free unlimited?
It's going to be for a certain period of time. Okay. There is a coupon code and it's on our website. Okay. We're trying to get to a certain level. When we get to that level, we'll start charging again.
Right. I think that's always a challenge with a new business like this, when you're not buying a list of some sort. You actually then have to wait till people know about you and join and tell their friends and so on. Well, we'll certainly do our best to encourage people to check you out. And I'm glad you're nationwide because we have people all over the place. So wish you all the best, Bonnie. Every success.
Thank you.
Okay. Take good care.
You too.
Thank you, Bonnie.